Great. Thank you. We have the best band, don't we? Woo! Woo! One of the things I love about the mornings before y'all get here is I like to listen to the band rehearse. And when I heard Lizzie singing Everything's Gonna Be All Right, I needed to hear that today. I really did. Because sometimes we don't feel that way, right? We feel like everything seems askew or like it's going in the wrong direction. But for me, all it takes is somebody saying that to me and the clouds lift. I love that. So, on another note, our talk title today is Burn, Baby, Burn. Burn, baby, burn. It's so funny because for those of you that don't know, the three of us are speaking, which is what we normally do the last Sunday of the month, and that's Dr. Laura and Reverend William. And I had thought of Burn, Baby, Burn, and then Dr. Laura came in and we were talking. She goes, what about Burn, Baby, Burn? I'm like, let's do it. If you haven't noticed, we really love to be sarcastic here, spiritually sarcastic. And Dr. Laura is the Reverend, so it all kind of blends and works very well together. What I wanted to start out today, though, is asking how many people have participated in our annual burning bowl ceremony. How many of you have participated in it? Right on. How many of you have done something like this somewhere else in your life? So probably most of you have done this before, right? I love it. I love writing down what I don't want to carry into the next year and just putting it on that fire and poof, it's gone. Just like that, done, gone. But what I know about me and many people who have done the ceremony before is there needs to be a little follow through. Just a little, because even though that thing or whatever it was is incinerated, it still has this propensity to come back because it's really not the thing. It's really about us. So we all have our list, right? What do we want to get rid of this year or eliminate or burn? Toxic people. Anybody toxic people? We got that on our list? Okay. Relationships that are just not working for you. Anybody? Anger. You're too angry. You want to tone down the anger? Anger, anyone? No? Boy, you guys are good. Lack. Anybody for lack? You want more of money, more of everything in your life. Oh, I see a few. Good. Procrastination. Oh, boy, I see a lot of hands. I love it. How about destructive health habits? Anybody got those? Not eating right, not getting enough exercise? Yeah, okay. So we all have a list, right? We all have a thing that we want to do that will improve our life experience. But what I know is it's really not, as I said, about the thing that's on the list. It's about us. Because we wouldn't be having this thing in our life or these habits if they weren't inside of ourselves, if it wasn't compensating for something inside of ourselves. So with the work, what really needs to be burned is something that we're holding on to inside, whether it's a belief, an idea, a way we look at ourselves. Ernest Holmes says, man must become more if he wishes to draw a greater good into his life. And whenever Ernest Holmes says you need to become more or bigger, what he means is you need to find your spirituality. You need to find that identity of the divine that we all are. Because when we're not seeing that, when we're not feeling that there's a presence and a power inside of ourselves that's expansive, that's pure love, pure joy, pure peace, when we are not tuned into that and believing that and owning that and knowing that, when we're not doing that, our life is not working the way that our heart would like it to work. So Ernest tells us if you want more in your life, you got to be more. You have to be more. You have to get out of those old beliefs of seeing yourself as less than or small or not in step with spirit. You got to say, no matter what happens in my life, no matter what mistakes I've made, no matter what's gone on, that soul, that spirit, that divine is always alive and well inside of me. And when we can remember that, our life can get better. So the universal message, one of them, of Hanukkah, Christmas, and solstice is even in darkness, there's a light that burns within us. And that light is spirit, or if you'd like to call it God, Buddha, infinite intelligence, whatever higher power you like that resonates with you. These holidays that come before New Year's, they remind us of the light. Because when life gets dark, we forget. We forget because there's all this stuff that covers it up. But thank goodness for these holidays because they say, wait a minute, there's a light, turn it on, look at it, ignite it. When we ignite that light, we are clearing out that field in our consciousness that is not seeing the divine that we are. Because when we're knowing who we are, we're believing in truth. And truth clears up all the messy beliefs, not the messes of life, because you know what, they're still going to be there, I think, but the messy thinking that makes us think that we're not going to get anywhere, we're not going to get healthier. That's messy thinking, and we don't need to be in that. We to thrive, it is required of us to know that light is who we are, and we can turn to it, and we can draw our energy from it, and it can clear the path for a better life for us. So today we use that light of truth to burn away anything that blocks our ability to identify with and be that light. So we have this whole light thing going on. We learned about the light that dwells within, and now today we're going to use that light, knowing who we are, knowing what's possible. We're going to use that light to burn away anything that stands in the way of that truth. To me, that's what we need to burn, is all those obstacles that say, you're not it, you can't. All those old cruddy words, we're burning that away so that we can feel that new day that Mimi beautifully spoke of in her prayer. To see that there's a fresh canvas, to see that there's a whole new life that dwells within. When we clear that field of the old, we can move forward and enjoy our life. How does that sound to y'all? Just checking. So the old version of you has fulfilled its purpose. We are continually evolving beings. We're not static. We're always changing. A year from today, when I'm standing up here, I'm going to be a totally different person inside myself. I know I'm going to have grown and expanded. I'm going to have had some experiences that awakened me to seeing even more of who we are, or I am. That I know, and I know that for all of us. Because people who gather here in this sanctuary, they know that there's something more to know about themselves, about life, about what's possible. And I love that we talk about that we teach that we sing about it, so that we can plug in and say, there's more. So today, the old version of you, it's done now. Honor it. We got to honor where we've been. It's so important to honor it and love it and know that we did the best we could wherever we are. But what's so cool is, now there's even better that we can do. So as we honor what is no longer who we are, we can now clear it up, let it go, and move forward and transform. So today something ends energetically. I love the whole idea that people are talking about energy. Do you guys resonate with energy, right? It really works because we don't have any dogma attached, and I think people get it intuitively. So today something ends energetically. Because all these things that you don't want in your life, that you do not want to carry into 2026, all that stuff is just energy that you've been vibing in. So today we want to change our energy so that we don't bring what we don't want into the next year. So it's about energy, being equal to something better, and no longer being equal to that which we want to set aside. So a fear loses its grip, because a lot of this stuff is fear. A lot of this stuff is fear-driven. So a fear today is going to lose its grip on you, because when that's gone, oh boy, look out. A weight dissolves. I know a lot of us are carrying so much burden on us. Today, the weight dissolves. It burns in that fire. And what's so cool is when we burn all that, a new clarity begins to rise, because all that stuff was clouding our vision. And when we burn it, here comes the new vision. That's fun, and that's for all of us. So you may feel this as restlessness, unexpected emotion, or a desire for change. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be so honest with you right now. It's been a lousy couple of weeks in some ways. I have felt the shifting going on inside of me, and I'm going to tell you, it's never comfortable. Shift is really uncomfortable, but so necessary. Because what I know, I have been doing this self-transformation thing for a long time. And what I know is when I'm getting ready to change and I'm feeling that restlessness or emotions I wasn't expecting, or something that's saying, this isn't working anymore, Dale, you got to move your energy, your consciousness. Even though that's uncomfortable, what I know is something good's coming, and I have to be courageous and let that old stuff be seen by me so I can say, we're not coming, you're not coming anymore with me, and letting it go and letting the new rise in and move me forward. So you might feel these things as you're writing your stuff down and saying, yeah, this is what I want to release, and putting it on the fire, and that little thing is saying, are you sure you burned it all up? That thing, don't feel weird about it, because letting go is not easy, but we're all in it together, and we're all letting go together. There's something wonderfully comforting in that. I know I feel really, really safe with a group of people that want to change and know it starts within. So together, we're moving through these feelings of change. And we're not going to resist them because we're coming into alignment with our soul. Because all this stuff has been blocking that. And so today's the day where we become much more in alignment with our soul, with our purpose, with our energy, with the light, with the love, those qualities of spirit that we all are. That's the alignment that is always making its way back into our life when we have gone astray. That's all it is, back in alignment. So this is not an ordinary day. This is an energetic milestone. Changing energy is a big deal. So today is a milestone for all of us. And you are ready. We're all ready for the next level of our journey. Are you all ready for the next level of your journey? Yeah, I am too. I'm right there with you. Here's the thing. I don't know what it looks like. I don't care. I don't care because I know my little mind is too little to figure it out. So I just have a heart that's wide open, a willingness, an openness, a receptivity, because that has never let me down. That faith has never let me down. So I trust. I don't know where my next step is on this journey, but I know it's excellent. And I hold that for all of us here today. So I want you to walk forward with courage, because it does take courage to change. It takes courage to let that fire burn what no longer works for us away. It takes courage because we got to stand up and we got to feel a little vulnerable, but that's okay because that's leading us to a better place inside of ourselves, authenticity, groundedness, centeredness in who we are. And it also reminds us that the light guiding us is now coming from within. So when you burn whatever you're burning today, I want you to realize you are that fire. You're that fire that's burning that old stuff away. And that fire never goes out because we are the light. Thank you. And Reverend William, where are you? Part 2.
Very well done, Dr. Dale. Very inspiring. Thank you so very much. Well, good morning, everyone. Burn, baby, burn, part 2. Okay. Let's find out what I'm going to say. All right. This year, I'm moving that fan. They're like this. All right. Let's just start off. Keep the mind and body open to the reception of truth. Let go of doubt, distrust, worry, condemnation, and fear, and lay hold of life in its expressions of beauty, truth, and wholeness. The burning of the bowls. We always talk about letting go, forgetting the past, living to that new life. With these little pieces of paper that we all passed out to you, which I will remind you to let it go and drop it because it flashes just like a magic show. But I want to go somewhere else with that. Because sometimes in our lives, things happen that we don't necessarily want to forget. I know this past year has been at times very hard to bear. I sometimes feel like Hercules underneath the world. The whole planet is on my shoulder. But today is a day where we release ideas. But I want to say to you, for those that are carrying that type of burden of loss of a relationship or someone you loved, I'm here to tell you, moving on doesn't mean forgetting. And so that's what I want to talk about today. remembering where we've been up to this point, knowing that those people that have come into our lives and now have gone out of our lives, it's okay to hold on to the memory of that. But what we're talking about today, or what I'm going to be talking about today, is releasing the expectations that somehow I failed. Live life as of today. Science of Mind invites us to see that letting go is not the same as abandoning. This is a powerful distinction. Yes, letting go of the hurt and the pain and the wondering why this happened. Let's let that go. Write that down. But writing that down and living our lives from this day forward doesn't mean that we're forgetting what we have experienced. So many times you hear me talking about that tool bag from the time that we were children and what we learned during those days. I talk about keep it in your tool bag because of that pain and that hurt that you've been through, that I've been through, are now tools that I can use to help someone else that I see who is in need. So today, let's burn the idea, but let's not forget the memory. There is a logic to life. It is demonstrated all around us. Through my talk, you're going to notice that I have pictures. Now, as we're talking today, we're talking about a new beginning, letting go of the past. So some of you might see these pictures as sunsets. But are they sunrises? How are you looking at life? We teach that we live an expectant life, that when one door closes, another one opens. So I want you, as you listen to my words, look at these photos and see if a change comes to where these photos look as though they are sunsets, like the year is ending. Are they starting to look like sunrises? A new beginning, living that expectant life. That power is not cruel. It does not rush us. It does not demand spiritual bypassing. It meets us where we are. So allow our feelings to be what they are. Yes, live that expectant life. But I like that. No spiritual bypass. Feel the feelings that you are having as you light that piece of paper, as you write down on that piece of paper and let that burn. That is not a spiritual bypass. You still will, like Dr. Dale was just talking about, it's still there. But let go of the expectations around what you should be doing. When we talk to our friends, well, it's been 6 months, it's been a year, it's been 8 years. There is no time with Spirit. There's only now. Allow yourself the compassion to feel what you feel. Let go of the expectations, but let us not quit living life. There is pain in each and every one of us. I know, because we're human. But that's part of this journey, is learn. So allow us to this day live that expectant life. Regardless of what has happened in our past, yes, remember it, honor it, whatever it is you need to do, but live life. Live from here. Live that divine action. Show God a good time. And by doing that, guess what? I'm showing that those that I've loved and have moved on, guess what? I'm their movie. I am their Netflix. I'm their Apple TV. They're watching me have a good time. And whether it's that nice holiday Christmas Hallmark movie, where divorcee with kids and I'm selling Christmas trees or whatever the heck it is, and somehow something happens, that's all good fun. But let us live our lives. Let me say that again. Let us live our lives. Never stop being present in the moment. Yes, we may have that tool bag on our hip, but don't let it stop you from being present for today's activities, today's ahas, today's revelations. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns shape our experience, but also emphasize compassion and understanding. We should never condemn ourselves for not being perfect. That's a sentence right there. Not being perfect. And yet we talk about perfection. Yes, that divine spirit is perfect. We are the divine expression of that perfect life, that perfect love, that perfect health. But if I fall short, so what? Because I know the fact that there is a divine perfection to life, I have something to live for. Yes, I may have gone through some hurt, some pain, that ditch. But I have an expectant life because there's more to live for. Showing everyone a good time through my successes and through my failures. When I can laugh at myself, no one can laugh at me. That's a great line I like to do because it's so true, especially on the golf course. Oh, God, when I hit that drive 20 yards, if I got to laugh at myself and just go, that's why you're not a pro. Anyway, I love this job. I'm not a pro, but I enjoy life. And that's what we do each and every week here, is to show you how to enjoy that life, regardless of what you're going through. If you have a great life, great. Burn that piece of paper and burn it for an expectant life. But also, those of you who may not be ready to burn that, you have all this stuff you're ready to let go. Give yourself love and know that this piece of paper you may burn, but you're burning the expectations of what you need to feel about it. It doesn't mean you're forgetting. Life is a journey, and an ending or a new beginning. In reality, we are all on the horizon called life. There is no ending, there is no beginning. There's only now. We talk about that, and for some reason, this talk hit home to me about that. Just like that photo right there. We're all on a plane going somewhere. And that horizon, is it a sunset or a sunrise? It doesn't matter, because it's nothing less and nothing more than the perfection of spirit operating in and as and through us. Not only be the passenger on that plane, but guess what? You are the pilot and co-pilot. You are the baggage handler that loads up your plane, and you're the baggage handler that unloads your plane, and everything in between. And that's what I love about this philosophy, is when you can start to see everyday life and the spirituality of every situation, you know that you're on the right road. My right road may not have pavement. Yours may have pavement. Yours may be a bicycle. Your road might just be walking, like that guy who did the palm print, the movie, what's his name? Happy Gilmore. You might be Happy Gilmore running for decades or whatever the heck it is. But what I'm saying is, enjoy this journey. See the sunset and sunrises as one and the same thing. It just depends upon what side of the timeline that we're on. So allow your life to be just that, a back and forth, an ebb and flow of life. But enjoy it, the good times and the bad times, because it all teaches us how to be human, how to love, how to have compassion, but more importantly, how to be ourselves. Thank you, Dr. Dale, Dr. Laura.
William.
William, you should use the podium for the lectern.
That's okay, thank you.
There you go.
There you go, thank you. Okay, so I'm not going to be too snarky today, probably not at all, so don't be disappointed. I just wanted, Reverend William and Dr. Dale really went into what this is all about. And so what I wanted to do was to kind of prepare you emotionally and spiritually for this. So today we're going to stand at the threshold between what has been and what is ready to emerge. The bowl that will be before you is not a piece of destruction. It is a vessel of alchemy. Excuse me. It is a sacred hearth where old stories soften, dissolve, and return to the infinite. So that's what you're going to write down on your pieces of paper. Thank you, Dr. Dale. I want you to, if you haven't written it or if you have, hold it in your hand, the paper that you're going to, I want you to feel it. Because what you're putting in there is you're letting it go to the infinite. It no longer serves you, so you just let it go with love and gratitude, because it also made you who you are. It brought you to who you realize you are and what you don't want in your life. So I invite you now to take a breath and listen inward. What belief, pattern, memory, or heaviness is ready to be released? Take a moment to think about that. Not because it was wrong, but because you've outgrown it. Some of the negative things in our life have helped us grow, have brought us to be the person we are now, to realize that this no longer serves me. So hold that, feel that, okay? Write it down, name it with honesty, name it with courage, name it with love. So just feel that as you're holding your paper. If you've already written it, look at it, be ready. If you haven't written it, go ahead and write it. So hold your paper gently in your hands. Feel the weight of what you're releasing, not as a burden, but as a teacher who has completed its lesson. You're not burning your past. You are burning your attachment to it. Think about that. This no longer serves me. I don't want to hold on to it anymore. Thank you. These are the lessons I've learned. This is what it has brought me to believe in and to feel. Then, so when you go out there and you place your paper in the flame, watch how quickly the fire recognizes what is no longer needed. We wish we would do that. Watch how the edges curl, how the ink becomes ember, and how the ember becomes light. Every piece that you put in there is going to psh. This is the moment of transmutation. This is the moment your story loosens its grip and returns to source as pure potential. So you're letting it go, knowing that what it's going to, you're going to have now pure potential for even more in your life. So this is a little prayer. I want you to put your hearts on your hands on your heart, and let's say this together. Release what no longer serves me. I free myself to become who I truly am. I rise renewed, restored, and ready. So we're ready for that new year, the new us, the new experiences, and we know all is well. So let me do this for you. Feel this as I say it. May the smoke carry your release into the vastness of spirit. May the flame ignite clarity, courage, and new beginnings. And may your heart feel lighter, your path feel brighter, and your soul feel spacious enough to welcome the miracles on their way. Feel that. Feel that. They're on your way. You let go, and they're on your way. So, on behalf of all of us here at the center, we want to thank you all for your support in 2025 and for being part of our spiritual family. We really do love you, and we appreciate you. And we wish you nothing but love and blessings in 2026. Namaste.